Hello, everybody, and welcome back from our very long pause vacation in Everyone's Forgotten. Hello, 5 Foot Latina. So excited to see that you are here. Um, it's been a while, so I'm glad everyone's back with us. We don't have too many announcements this week. We're a little boring right now. Actually, we have things that we can announce. Um, that are exciting, but we can't tell you about them yet. So there's that. But just for those of you who were not with us this last Thursday, I can refresh on our announcements that we made. We are on episode 8 of Everyone's Forgotten, so we're getting near the end of our campaign. We should only be having 10 episodes and then our talkback episode. Um, but in between that and the next campaign, which is World Builders that we will be bringing to you, we are going to hopefully have at least one shot, maybe two, with possibly with a guest GM or with guest players. We are going to have two at least once a month shows right now that we have in the works. We basically just have to nail down some dates. We are going to have one that is called Ladies and Thadies, and on that night we are going to play some kind of one shot that is female centric, gender neutral, non-binary specific, so we can just kind of have a night to do some fun gaming. I think right now our first one up is we're going to try and do a Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which we are super excited about because Mel and I had the best time playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians. So we are excited about that. And then the other show, once a month show, we will be introducing into our lineup. See, we promised you new content this new year, and we're going to give it to you. The other one we are going to be introducing is called Oops, Wrong Party, where we get a bunch of different TTRPG people together from all over, other channels that we've met through playing games with. We'll have our cast too, where we just get together and we talk about all things TTRPG, things going on in our lives, because we're all creatives in some way, shape, or form. Games we want to play, games we have played, funny stories about things that have happened in games we've been in. But while all of that is happening, we are going to be playing something that is not a TTRPG game. We may play some games on Board Game Arena, or we may play some Jackbox games or something along those lines. So it'll just be everybody just kind of having a fun, stress-free time just chatting about TTRPG, and that'll be extremely interactive. So please make sure you tune in on those, because we will have the floor open if you want to ask questions, whatever you want to do. It's just a time for everybody to hang out and for us to be able to introduce more people to you guys if you don't already know them, because they're wonderful people that we have met over the past, like 6 months, probably longer. How long ago was Harbingers?
August is when it started, I think.
So yeah, so like 5 to 6 months. That's about right. Um, so that is what is going to be coming up for us. We still have Descent into Avernus on Thursdays. That we are going to be, because it is such a long campaign, we're going to be cutting that into what we're calling like chapters or seasons. So when we find a good kind of stopping point where we're at, that'll be the end of that season or chapter 1. And then we will be starting our beautiful Muppet campaign, the Isle of Imagination. So we are excited to bring all of that to you guys. You also notice something I'm very proud of. I shouldn't be that proud of it. It was not very hard to do. I just followed instructions. There we go. I'm not mirrored. Down beneath me, you will see our follower goal bar. We're starting off small. I've got this set to the end of February, which, let's be honest, if I need to, I'll extend it. But we would like, by the end of February, to hopefully hit 100 followers. We're at 92. I felt like that was a pretty achievable goal. So that's what we're going for. Um, so if you are lurking, thanks for lurking. We appreciate you. We like that you tune in to see our stuff. If you like our stuff and find yourself lurking a little more often than you thought you would, or going back and watching the videos, consider giving us a follow if you're not already following us. We'd appreciate it. That way, you'd also know when all of our stuff's going on. So that'll just a bonus. I think that is it. So I'm going to pass this over to Mallory, who can tell us what happened because I definitely don't remember. So we're going to pass it over to her.
Hi, hello. My name is Mallory Mize. If you don't know me, I'm the game master here at H&H4, the game Everyone's Forgotten. That is because Everyone's Forgotten is run with a system that I made that is called Memory Lane. You don't need to know much just to get started. Essentially, you have 6 stats. Those are force, finesse, character, learn, logic, and vibes. Each of those is assigned a polyhedral dice. Um, and that's what you roll to get the story going, and it determines how well you do the things that you would like to do. Um, so last episode, we ran into Allison Chainslin and Laura Lawson. Laura Lawson is, of course, Quinn's mother, and Allison Chainslin is Maya's mother. And they sort of reveal that they've been behind a lot of what's been happening. They didn't seem too awful concerned with our 3 hometown heroes. In fact, Maya's mom just decided, you know what, we're going to make the whole rehab center an escape room because why not? So she took away all the doors and basically said, like, you only have a limited amount of time to figure out how to get out. Go for it. And the 2 of them disappeared. So R3, along with Teddy and Maya, started to scour the hospital, trying specifically to find Luna, but also anything else they could. They gathered a lot of information on the way, took a lot of pictures of documents and things like that. Each of them found rooms that were dedicated to them with pictures and timelines and things like that. And by the end of the episode, they had found a secret room that essentially looked like it was for like a very large scale morgue, essentially. And so they found they found Luna in that room, and they were able to get Luna to the portal that Maya had created by painting a mural and using her powers to be able to walk through art. So she let everyone else go through first because, as part of the spell dictates, the creator must be the last to go through. And as everyone went through and stepped into the coffee shop, Bella's Brews, at maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, she got halfway through and then stopped. She made a desperate plea with everybody to not forget her before she was pulled back to the other side. And our heroes looked on as 2 silhouettes stood on the other side of that portal before it shut for good. And then a small stinger indicated that Maya maybe was pulled back by her father, who is not somebody we've seen before. So to start tonight off, first of all, let's go ahead and play our intro really quick. And no, you're fine. And then we'll get into it. And we're back. So we are going to start with
I forgot
you
we burned it down too, or we set it on fire.
you set what on fire?
The building, I forgot I set the building on
The
fire.
whole room
Oh yeah, you
above
did.
where we
That's
went down
right.
with this
Yeah,
portal room. Yeah.
I left a fucking trail of chemicals, and burned, set the place on fire.
So where we are going to start is I'm going to ask you all a question. You all turned up in this coffee shop at about 3 a.m. Luna was conscious, but not really all there enough to talk at that point. The rest of you, and by that I mean you three, because Teddy's an NPC who gets no decisions, uh, would you three have separated to go back to your own homes, or would you all have gone somewhere together?
I think I would have at least made sure we got Luna somewhere she needed to be. And then once she was safe and sound, I probably would have gone home for the night to log all the shit we found.
Tom would probably pop by Bella's, like try to go check on Penelope.
I don't like the idea of splitting up too much.
Like if that's what we did, that's what Tom would try to do.
I'll go with one of
splitting
you
up
two
sounds
then.
like we really I don't know.
Well, I mean, I've
Keep us less split up.
Right.
I mean, they already.
So I'll go with Tom if you guys have stuff to. I don't have anything particular to do, so I'll just go with the one of you.
Okay. Is this better on volume? When I need you to respond, where are you?
Well, they're on a
Thank you,
delay.
5-foot Latina.
They're on a delay. They can't hear you for like 3 seconds after
He
you
comes
talk.
in and has 50 million things to say, but when I need him to respond, where is he? You're lucky
We
I love
appreciate
you.
Nubby. Thank
Lucky
you
I
for saying
love
that
you.
about the intro. It was my first one I ever made, so I'm very happy you like it. Okay, so Lynn is going back to her place to log everything.
No, I'll upload it via phone and wipe everything. I don't like, I want extra ammo.
Okay.
Or do you think we need to like keep a low profile right now and like really like kind of just like sneak around like as a unit to like get a few things done?
So here's where I'm at.
My thought.
If we all stay together, it's easier for them to take all of us out at one time.
Right.
You're not wrong.
If we separate, it's easy to take us out like one at a time. So there's no win on this situation. And we also have to make sure that Penelope is still safe at Bella's, because as far as we know, they don't know that that's where we put her. I don't think we'd be lucky enough to get Luna there too. And I also don't want to put them both in the same place either. It's the same thing.
Because I bet like if they were looking for us before, they're definitely looking fucking hard for us now.
If they're looking for us, though.
Yeah.
I don't.
But who knows if we've made it like this far before, and they're still playing their games with us.
Yeah, I don't. I will just stay with the group. I just want to be able to get extra ammo somewhere. I don't know.
You all have about 5.5 hours before church starts. So that is time to go through things that you found, to get extra ammo, to check on Penelope, do things like that. So whatever you all would like to do first, tell me that and we'll go from there.
I am so deeply unprepared for
Y'all
this
know what
church
show is.
issue. I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I honest to God have no fucking clue what we're gonna do because we are severely outnumbered and you have to play along.
Yeah, at
it
least
feels like we
up until
can't-
a point.
I will give you all this. It is going to start as a Fates assignment. It will not automatically start as combat. So, depending on what you all do with that, that will dictate if it turns into a combat or not. I've got everything prepared for combat, but that doesn't mean you have to use it.
I've got everything prepared for combat, but you could avoid it altogether.
Look,
Because like with
I
the sheer number
say-
of like people that are going to be there, like
I
what
say
if
we just
Calvin-
say fuck it. We go back to City Hall. We find that tunnel that everyone was talking about. We leave this whole fucking town to fend for themselves, and we just get the fuck out of town.
It's in Margaritaville.
Okay.
Segue.
Well, do we want to convene at my house then?
Yeah, let's head over
Fine
there.
with
You
me.
said you have ammo.
I mean, I've got everything in my house, including security cameras and everything else.
See, that's what I'm looking for in a home base.
I'm fully prepared for all of this shit. Well, I'm not really prepared for all of this shit, but you know,
You think that?
I'm prepared
You
for
think
some
that
of
now.
it.
All right, let's get prepared.
alright, so what are you all doing first?
I guess we'll just. Teddy doesn't have a say in this. Fuck. Nor does Luna. I feel like they should both have a say because our
Luna can't really speak right
our
now.
sidekick is gone, so I feel
because
like
she's
somebody
been-
should have a fucking say.
Or
I-
Tom
I
turns
will-
to Teddy
Yes.
and asks him, "Hey, I think it's been a while since I've been in my shed. Like I might have gotten wipes since the last time I was in there. Like what the fuck did I keep in there?"
It was a mix of like some extra stoner stuff, some like gardening stuff.
You mean the stoner stuff they planted?
Yeah, essentially.
All right, I don't think this calls for a bong fight this time.
One fight. You essentially you would know that it was a lot of gardening supplies, a lot of planting things. Teddy
There's some sharp
probably
stuff there.
wouldn't-
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Teddy wouldn't know anything other than that.
Maybe if we swing by my place, I got some stuff that might cut it.
I mean, if you're talking about tools for yard work, like I also have those.
Yeah.
So we can always just ransack all of the shit that I have. I'm not playing anymore. I'm ready to take this fucking down. So if you guys want to go with me, I'm gonna go to my house.
Yeah, let's all move together.
I'm gonna text Riley and tell him that I need him to come over.
Okay, you get a text back a few minutes later, and he says, okay, on my way, be there in 15 minutes.
Okay.
So you think it's really time to bring him in?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If you say so.
If he had known about my mom, he wouldn't have been able to lie to me about it.
Yeah, you have fucking known.
So he may know some of it, but he doesn't know all of it, especially since they were keeping tabs on him.
Oh, let's find out what he knows.
You all head towards Quinn's. It probably takes you all like 10 minutes to walk there, so you all have a few minutes before Riley would get there. You all head in. Nothing looks out of the ordinary at all. Everything is exactly how you left it. The door was locked when you got here. Everything looks fine. Yes, I can. Hello.
Thank you. You're a little
You're
quiet.
welcome.
You're-
Okay. Did you hear that part?
You said that everything looks fine.
Yep.
I am going to go on my phone and check my cameras.
Yep. Nothing new.
Okay. I am going to... I'm gonna go in the back door. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's better than just charging in the front door just in case.
That's fine. If you want to go in the back door, you most certainly can. So yeah, you head around to your back porch, head up, unlock the door, and everything's just fine back here too.
I'm gonna do a typical deep sweep of my house, checking for bugs and things along those lines.
Okay. Roll investigation for me. Yeah, that seems right.
Okay.
Go with that.
Of course, not the one that I have a +2 in. But that's okay, because I rolled an 11.
Well, that's fine. The DC on this was just like a 10, so you're good. You go around and nothing seems out of the ordinary, with the exception of on your coffee table, there is just a small piece of paper that says, "I'll see you tomorrow."
Do I recognize the handwriting?
Don't believe so. I don't think you've seen this person's handwriting before.
Okay, as long as it's not my mom's. If it's my mom's, I'm gonna light someone on fire. I will walk in there tomorrow and just completely light someone on fire.
Valid.
Maybe I'll just do that anyway. Maybe that's how I'll start. I'll just walk in and light somebody on fire and be like, all right, we're doing this. Let's go. Just so I have it, I will take a picture and upload it, but I will also keep it in my pocket.
Okay.
Just as a reminder. I let everybody just kind of go where they want to go. My garage is open to whoever wants to go in there and dig around for stuff. I grab all my extra ammo.
Tom starts eyeballing the knife block.
Those are my good knives, man.
I'll like, where's your steak knife drawer then?
No, you might as well use the good ones. I rarely use them.
Shing.
You'll owe me a set of knives after this.
I think I can work that out.
But yeah, I just kind of let everyone go wherever. I have Teddy take Luna to the guest room, and kind of, make sure that she has everything she needs and Teddy knows where everything is so he can take care of Luna.
Okay, he'll take her in there, and then a few minutes later you see him kind of go into the kitchen and grab like some water and something for her to eat and things like that. And then he disappears back into the guest room with her. You're pretty sure he's probably going to be with her for a while.
And if I have to use a spark on this, I can. I would assume she would have one, but I can always use a spark if I need to. Can I have like a projector?
Oh no, I would say that's very
Okay,
fair for you.
all right. So before Riley gets here, I'm gonna go. Has Calvin seen my room? Didn't I see that in a thing? No. Tom's seen my room.
Tom has seen it multiple times at this point.
Okay, so I'm just gonna turn to
I
Tom.
don't think that I have.
I'm gonna turn to Tom and be like, "Hey, can you keep Calvin preoccupied for a minute?"
Oh, sure thing. Oh, you're gonna go back in the read?
Yeah. And I'm gonna go in there and I'm going to hook up the projector so that I can kind of pull things up for Riley when he gets here, so it's on a bigger screen so everyone can see everything. And then I will come back out and I will immediately start to make myself a drink.
I've already opened a bottle of wine when you left.
Thank you. Immediately make myself a drink, offer everybody drink, pull out. I'm sure she is bougie enough to have like the makings of a tiny charcuterie board in her fridge. I have no doubt whatsoever.
Absolutely.
So she will just play tiny hostess and like get little things out that people can snack on while she's stressed because she needs something to do until Riley gets there, because she doesn't know how this is going to go down with Riley. So one other thing she does is she goes up to her room and she gets her sleep mask. Don't ask. We'll get there.
Okay.
Is that for putting on before you die?
Yes.
A few minutes later, you hear a knock at the front door.
I look through my little peephole.
It's Riley.
Okay. Just in case, I do have my gun with me.
Okay.
So I kind of slowly open my door. I make sure I'm standing behind my door as it opens, and let him in the door.
Yeah. So he is standing there. He's out of uniform at this point. He's just in like a t-shirt and jeans. And he tries to like peek in as much as he can.
Get in here. Just get in the door.
Okay.
So immediately shut the door, lock it, and turn the security system back on.
Okay.
And put my gun back in my holster, and I want him to see me put my gun back in my holster. Like, I don't try and hide it.
You scared?
We got a lot to talk about. First things first, I need you to put this on. I need you to trust me.
Is this what is
It's the sleep mask.
No, I knew it was,
Yeah.
but he's just asking what is happening.
I love you, but I know you have lied to me in the past. And I know that your job makes it so that you know more than most people do, and you know things that I'm not allowed to know, but I probably know. But I need to show you things. I need you to let you know what is going on, and I need you to trust me. So please put this on.
Okay. And he'll put it on.
So I just kind of wave at Tom and I'm assuming he'll grab Calvin.
Yeah, I bring him over.
And I basically take us into my reading room. And once the door is shut, I take off the sleep mask. And yes, he's probably going to think I'm fucking insane for a minute because he's going to see all of the red yarn everywhere.
Yeah. He looks around, sees all of these things and all of the string that is connecting stuff about your family and about the town and things like that. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, but this is not all of it. So take a seat. We're going to go from the beginning.
Okay.
So I update him on everything up until when we went into the facility.
Okay.
all the
So
things.
do you tell him about that part or no?
I am going to, but
Okay.
at this point, I just kind of fill him in on everything up until the facility.
Okay.
So, like, tell him that I was at Bella's when everything went down, and the fact that I noticed that there was immediate tag teamers there. It was not like something bad happened and then tag teamers showed up. It was like almost simultaneous. That I know that I have a relationship with Tom that was taken away from me. That he had a relationship because of that with Tom that was taken away from me. And it was taken away from him. Basically everything we've done up until this point, except the facility. And then and I'm showing him all this stuff on the computer.
Yep.
Are you bringing up when you noticed his pin changed yet?
That was my slight, what is the word I'm looking for? My implication that he's lied to me and that I know he's lied to me.
Yeah.
Was about his pin. You know what? I should bring that up. I'll bring up when we met and I saw his pin when he lied to me about that. And why I was so hesitant to trust him because I thought he was a part of this. And if he is a part of this and he fucks me, then it's my own damn fault, but I love him and I trust him. Then I'm going to start telling him about the facility. And I'm going to tell him about the different rooms of the facility and about how we are both being watched, about how everyone is being watched. And then I'm going to tell him who I saw at the facility. And I'm first going to tell him about Allison and all of the shit she did. And then I'm going to drop the bomb on him. Mom's here. She's alive and she is here.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is. I had a conversation with her. Apparently, I've had multiple conversations with her. I've just been wiped every time.
We were there too. We all saw her.
I should have known, I guess. And I know, Allison. I never wanted to lie to you. I know. Obviously work and stuff.
I know. I know there's a part of it where you are trying to keep me safe, and I understand that. But I'm bringing you in now because you need to know what is about to happen tomorrow.
Something to do with the church, right?
It's big, Riley. It's big. So I explained to him about going to find Luna. I'll even tell him that I fucking destroyed the vat room of where they were creating all of this new Whitebite with my ghost friends. And that I set the facility rehabilitation center on fire as I left. I'll tell him about Maya and that we don't know who grabbed Maya, but Maya has been grabbed, so we don't know if she'll be compromised or not. But there's some way that Allison has been able to wipe her without wiping everything. She's been able to selectively wipe her. And then I will pull up the plans for the church. And I will let that sit on the wall and let him get a good look at it. And then I will tell him about the plan. They've made a new Whitebite that is supposed to completely wipe you. They don't tell you who you are. They don't tell you anything. They just wipe you and put you back where you were. Their current plan right now is to wipe probably about half of the town. Basically, whoever shows up to the big gathering at the church tomorrow. because their idea is that if they can wipe half the town, the other half of the town will help everybody get on their feet and where they need to go. And once the half that's been previously wiped gets settled, they'll go and wipe the rest of everyone. This is what's going on. They want total control over this whole town, over everyone in it. And this is what we have to stop.
Roll insight for me.
You mean
Or
observation?
intuition, that's what I
Intuition. Okay. That was an 8, 9, 10.
Okay. So from what you can tell, Riley's maybe in shock. At least the majority of this he didn't know, if not all of it at all.
Oop, there's
Um,
Henry. Sorry, everybody.
That's all right.
He needs
Henry
to
Puff's
participate.
yeah, he's just very passionate. So he kind of stands up and looks around your room.
And I have booze in there. So I'm just gonna go pour him probably a nice bourbon and just hand him the glass.
Yeah, he takes it from you and takes a pretty big drink. He knew Allison was up to something. I knew it, and there wasn't a ton that I could do. Obviously, you know, if I would have tried, I would have been gone.
Did you know Maya didn't even know? She thought her mom was like a secretary at a doctor's office or something.
No, I
Completely hid
didn't.
it from her.
Allison's got pictures of Maya in her office. But she doesn't talk about her, really.
I mean, Maya's avoided her, but you would think you would know if your mom's a government official.
You
Mhm.
would think.
Or, you know, an evil scientist.
Yeah. We didn't have the most stellar mom, I guess.
So, I'm assuming after all of this that, you either already knew or you can now guess what happened to Dad.
I mean, I always like had a feeling, but you never know. No, you know.
I won't
'Cause they
lie,
won't just come out and say it.
I thought the same had happened to Mom,
Me too.
but she's still here.
Apparently.
And the fact that she's okay with this, I feel like it's partially our responsibility to stop this.
No, I agree. Just so you know, you won't get any flack for setting the fire.
Thanks. I mean,
Well, I mean, it's not just my doing. They're still checking it out, but I heard it on the scanner on my way over. They found like explosives on the scene. It looks like if you all hadn't gotten out in time, Maya's mom was gonna blow the place anyway.
Jesus.
God, Allison is just such a wonderful human.
Most politicians are a lot, but she takes the cake in a lot of ways.
So do you know any of the people who are working for her? Like who the random guy at the church was?
What random guy at the church?
And then I just kind of turned to Calvin.
So he seemed like some kind of fed, maybe. I don't know. He said he was there to observe setting things up. This was what, 2 days ago now? Stayed overnight. Didn't ever give a name. Really, I don't know. Bad vibes.
Like a buzz cut or like bald situation.
I think it was just the buzz cut, if I remember.
Um, he was in a suit, right?
Yeah.
That's one of Allison's bodyguards and also her ex-husband.
Wow. That's a dynamic.
Yeah, things ended on Allison's terms, but he's one of the best at his job. So he stuck around, you know?
So is he Maya's dad?
Yeah, that's my dad.
Does she even know?
Does he know?
Does she even know? I mean, she thought her
Maya?
mom was a secretary at like a doctor's office. Does she even know who her dad is?
I think she does, but Allison always explained him away, like not as her bodyguard, but as like other things, like a family friend or something like that. But she like knows that it's her dad. You know what I mean? Like,
God, that woman is a fucking monster.
yeah.
Can't say anything. Our mom's kind of a monster too, so
Oh yeah.
seems to be run of the mill around here.
Look, sometimes parents are trash, I guess. You know?
At least we had one good one.
Yep. We sure did. That was the best.
So, here's where we're at. We've got to somehow stop what is happening tomorrow. I've destroyed their supply completely. At least however much of their supply was at the facility. I know they were in the process of transporting some of it. I don't know if that was everything they were planning to transport or if it was only a small amount of it. I'm hoping I made a dent and that they only got so much there and not everything they were planning to take with them.
Good news is that there's only one place in the church besides the sanctuary that's big enough to hold enough to do anything substantial with. So whatever they already got there, it's got to be in one of the lower rooms on the floor below the sanctuary. Specifically, there's like a classroom down there that they can use for like Sunday school and stuff like that, but it's not nearly as big as the sanctuary, but it is big enough to store a lot of stuff.
Calvin? How angry would you be if I set a church on fire?
At the end of the day, church is just a place, right? I mean, it's not great. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, I'm not
It's
doing
not-
it just for fun.
It's not the first thing I would do.
My thinking is it's going to damage the building enough that they're not going to be able to hold the meeting there. And if it takes out the supply of white bite, I kill two birds with one stone.
And hopefully no civilians.
Anyone,
That's a big hopefully.
I mean, you can obviously contact your people who are there. But if anyone else gets taken out, it would be the people who are there to help with everything. And at this point, I'm willing to take that on my conscience. Or we can go in guns a-blazing.
What if there's a different way, though? I've been thinking about this while you were talking. What if, I mean, we get people in there and tell them what's going on?
Like, yeah, during the sermon or something, just tell them before it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've not,
Do
as
you
far as
think
we know, we've never
Allison's gonna
included
let you
anybody
do that,
else.
though?
How fast can she stop me? How long does it take to say this is a mass wipe? Get out.
Yeah.
I mean,
We've never included, everyone else in our plans, and all the time we've apparently tried to do this.
Mm-hmm.
that's fair. Riley?
Good idea. Maybe if enough people know and are brave enough to do something, maybe this time it works. And we can get a lot of people out. Not just you all, not just me. We can really save some people. And I'm here to back you all up every step of the way.
Here's my question. Do we just go?
I don't think we'd be able to get in after everything starts.
I mean, Tom's right. Once everybody's inside,
They're gonna have
lock
the doors locked.
I bet they're gonna, yeah. If there's a way to get in early and get down to those barrels before everything.
You know they've got those
I would-
guarded.
Mm-hmm. I would probably know that. Is there any alternate way in, like a storm door or something?
Roll. What do I want for this? Roll. Either, I'll let you choose. You can either roll history, or you can roll. You know what? Actually, I'm going to ask you, what skill do you think you can use to have memorized the layout of the church?
I would argue for me, it would be more like a common knowledge.
I would do that or faith, depending
Or a
on your
history.
faith. Because the knowledge
Or a
of the
faith.
church.
Faith.
First
maybe.
general observation
What's
roll.
your best? What's got your best additive to it?
My very best are under vibes. Nothing's good there. Nothing's relevant.
I mean, you can't
Or maybe
intimidate your
environment?
brain. You can't intimidate your
That's- I
brain
don't know.
into
Intimidate your brain into
intimidate
knowing
your
the
brain into
answer.
remembering the answer.
Yep.
No, you know this. I know you know this.
I know it. Tell me where it is.
That's how I learned things in high school. I just beat myself up mentally until I did well on tests.
I do that.
I do that every day.
That's how I get through life. That's why I'm such a well-rounded individual.
Yep.
This is
Yeah, I mean, my best relevant would be like common knowledge, or I don't know, it might be more like an observation. That's substantially less good for me.
This is why I pretend to be other people all the time. Yet I somehow always have people who have problems. Art reflecting life, everyone. Art reflecting life. Roll it, ma'am.
No, you, okay, so what are you using?
I would say for me, it would be more like common knowledge, or at least the way I understand that skill, because for me, it
Would-
is
I mean,
knowledge
I'll
of a
let
place
you,
I'm
I'll
at
let you
frequently.
use common knowledge.
Would I have a blueprint of the church for any reason?
I think you did, didn't you?
I
That was one of the
actually think
things
that
I
you
got,
did now that
was
you
a
said
layout document.
Yeah.
So what will make this is Calvin will still roll, but you will roll with advantage. Because you have the help of the blueprint. So really you are just trying to plan out your best path and see if there's an alternate way to get to that room.
Hot dang. Oh, wait, with advantage. It's pretty good. 12 total. out of a possible 14.
Oh, wait, that's right. She
Nice.
poofed you away, so she doesn't know that you know all this stuff. So that's why you're safe right now. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Calvin wasn't with you all for
When
taking
we met up with
Penelope.
them.
Yeah,
True.
and all of that. So Calvin right now is in the clear. He doesn't have anybody that's like after him specifically at this point. You and Tom are in a much worse place.
Well, of course.
Because you've done more in public where you've been caught. But yeah,
Technically, it wasn't public. It was on private property.
private property that's owned by Allison Chainslip.
Well, she's a horrid bitch, so really, I haven't hurt anyone yet. Just buildings.
I mean, that's fair.
She was gonna blow it up anyway.
She was. Preferably for her with you all inside it. That part just didn't happen.
That's fair.
So I'll say with a 12. Sorry, I had to pop it back. I'll say with a 12 that you are able to discern that while it's not a like conventional way to get in this room, you could go through the door that leads to like the baptism pool that's in there. So like within this room there is like a private baptism pool that like they use a lot instead of going to like a lake or a pool or something like that. And obviously there has to be a way to get in and out of that. So if you went through the door that leads to the baptism pool and then climbed out of the baptism pool and into the room, that is the alternate way to get in.
So I get to go swimming first.
Well, it's not always filled with water. It could be if they expect to do any tomorrow, but with the plan you know about, you kind of doubt that.
I don't know. Maybe they're just gonna
would they
baptize
have
everybody.
time?
They're just gonna wipe out everyone and then baptize them.
What if they dunk them in the Wi-Fi? Oh,
Yeah, like that's how they're wiping everyone.
That's the
They
new
just hold their
method of
head under,
injection.
so they inhale some, and then they're like, "All right, get out."
Yep. There it is. Perfect.
Also, I love that this church has become this weird amalgamation, like non-denominational yet every denomination church. I love it.
Calvin, Ryan, when we were building Calvin, did not give me a specific anything. So I have made this into all of the things and none of the things at the same time.
Because like
it's
we-
weird. Like
Flexible.
instead of like a sign that says like First Whatever Church, it's just a big coexist bumper sticker.
but only Christian symbols.
Yeah.
Only Christian symbols. All the Christians can coexist together peacefully. Anybody else, though, you're not allowed. We don't
Rough.
like it. Because we went from assuming he was a priest, but then Paul had a daughter. So then a priest would have a daughter, and that's questionable. Because if it was Catholicism,
We're Eastern Orthodox. It's fine.
they'd just have a little baptismal font that they
Yes.
just hold babies over and pour things on their head. But now we've got the pool going. We've got all the denominations. We are repping all the
Look,
Christians.
We're working it out.
Most of us are the biggest heathens, repping all the Christians.
You got there and all the kids made a huge bubble bath. So thank you, 5 Foot Latina.
Yes, I
That's
love
wonderful. So yeah. that
Oh,
would
I'm
be your-
totally putting bubble bath in there if I come across a baptism
There-
pool full of water.
There,
Jesus.
those are the only two, that's your alternate way in, because the other two ways into that room would both be like very easily accessible to everybody in the church. One, the wall opposite the baptism pool has double doors, and then the wall between those two walls has just like a single door that you can come in through.
Can we get in from the outside of the church into that baptismal room?
You would have to climb through a window to get to the little hallway where that door is.
What's a fucking window at this point? All right.
Yeah.
I can figure that out.
What's a
Nothing.
fucking
I climbed through
window?
worse.
So you all are headed to the church for now, or do you want? Is there anything else you want to do before you do that?
I think we should all sleep.
Okay.
Mainly so
Like
that
2 hours.
we all, well, yeah, I guess, but I mean, mainly so I make sure I have my PowerPoints.
That's fair of you.
Fair.
I would
I checked
definitely
the
make
clip.
sure you have.
Yeah, I still got all my PowerPoints.
Yeah, you still got all your PowerPoints. And I just throw him a magazine. I'm like, here's some extra PowerPoints.
I prepared a cached gun.
You don't have magic. You chose a non-magic playbook.
Yeah, he's casting gun.
Yeah,
Alakablam.
my gun is my arcane
I
focus.
cast gun.
I know what I want to do for that moving emote. I want Alakablam.
Alakablam. Yeah, we opened up, or we unlocked a basically like a GIF emote. So
Alakablam.
Alakablam with just like
Perfect.
Batman like comic
Yes.
symbol
Mhm.
behind it.
Yes. That's what it needs to be.
Oh, great.
Okay, so you all get some sleep.
Question: Do
yes.
we take Luna with us?
That's a you all decision, not a me decision.
To the church?
Well, I was thinking of like using her as an example and being like, "Look what they've done." I don't know.
Uh-huh.
No, because she's like unaffected.
She's unaffected, but she's still not great.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Like Penelope's the one really going inside out. I'm the one that they got it right on.
They wouldn't let Teddy go in there with her.
Yeah.
I don't think we could get her in there safely. And we are.
It'd be nice if Teddy was with us. I don't think that she should be there though.
That's fair. Calvin, you've got to go and like everything's normal. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Do you want a gun?
You know,
You can hide it in the Bible.
You can.
I was
hide it-
thinking about
You
that.
can hide it under your robes. Priest with a gun. That's
It's
pretty
not a bad
badass,
idea.
man. So I go to my weapons cache because of course she has one, and she just pulls out an extra handgun and gives him, loads it, not with one in the chamber, but puts a magazine in it and just gives him another. That's true friendship. Thanks, 5 foot Latina. Do you want a gun? And gives him.
A gun for you and a gun for you.
She goes to hand him a gun. Do you know how to use this?
Conceptually.
Okay, so she gives him a general rundown of how to use the gun. And she will also give him an extra clip and say, look, if you need this, it's too late. But on the off chance that things work out the way that we need them to, take it just in case. Because if you haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish with the first clip, you're in a situation you're probably not getting out of.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that. Certainly not my intention to use it. But
Everybody's got a gun. Quinn's just doling out the guns. She's the Oprah of guns. You
Oprah
get a
of
gun.
guns.
You get a gun.
Get a gun.
Everybody gets a gun. Giving priests guns.
Fantastic. You love to see it.
Couldn't be too hard to use. Simple point and click interface.
Yeah. I show you how to put the safety on and off and be like, whatever you do, don't turn the safety off until you are ready to shoot, okay? Because that's how
And then
accidents
put one in the
happen.
fucking chamber first.
Yeah, and then you gotta load it.
Give a big intimidating speech and then just click. Fuck.
Shit.
Oh goodness. Okay, so Calvin has a gun now. Good to know.
Woo!
Given the men of God's guns.
You all are going to sleep, so Calvin and Quinn will get all of their PowerPoints back.
Sweet.
Is there anything else that you all want to do at night? because in the morning I'll let you all gather anything for your inventory that's additional, and like let you kind of devise your final plan before you go to the church.
I am going to text Bella. I know it's late, but I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to text Bella and ask how the family is.
You get a response maybe like 15 minutes later. And she just writes back, everyone is good. Finally got the last of them down to sleep. I have been waiting up to make sure you all were okay. I'm gonna head to bed now, I think.
I'm going to say have a good night. I don't want to see you tomorrow.
She will text back, have a good night. I don't plan on seeing you. But I'll see you for coffee next week.
Sounds perfect. Okay. I'm going to check in, make sure Luna and Teddy have everything they need. I will, 'cause why the fuck not? I will make up the couch for Calvin. And I will let Tom choose whether he wants to sleep on a couch or whether he wants to sleep in the bed with me.
I guess we could
Team
take a walk
Quam.
down memory lane.
Team Quam.
I never said
everybody.
anything was happening, but it obviously would not be the first time we've shared a bed together, so.
Maybe laying my head down somewhere familiar might jog something for me.
We'll go with that.
sure. I am so sure.
And then I hold out a joint I just rolled.
I swear.
You're not smoking in my house, man.
We can go out back.
We can't get high the night before we're about to attack a church. Actually, is that
help me
exactly
sleep.
when we should get high? Is the night before we're supposed to
Probably.
attack a church?
I got a lot of anxiety right now, and this might help me go.
All right, fuck it, let's go.
Okay, so
We
you
walk
two
out
go
back.
out back.
I light the joint up.
I'm just gonna go past Calvin, who's probably like getting ready for bed, and be like, "You want?"
I'm okay.
Okay.
I've got something
No
of my own.
Okay,
sacrament.
so good with guns. Still no weed. Okay, all right. Just trying to figure out where we're at.
The man
It's
is
more of
No,
a-
he's just holding the gun for a friend.
Jesus.
Guns are okay for Jesus, but not marijuana. Jesus draws the line in marijuana.
I don't mind the smoking. It's just I want a moment to myself, and you guys deserve one of your own.
Okay. Change your mind. I'm sure he's got extra. All right.
Okay, so while you two are out back, we're gonna focus on Calvin for a minute. Calvin, what are you feeling the night before you go into a church where you have essentially trained to lead it, knowing that very bad things are going to happen the next morning, no matter what you all do?
Like Jesus at Gethsemane.
Wow. Nice.
Nice. Very nice.
Trepidation, and before trying to shut my eyes for a couple hours, just closing my eyes and saying, it's not a great time, but I guess that's what this whole thing is supposed to be for. I don't know, it's been a little while since I've tried to pray sincerely. We could really use a divine hand here. I don't know how this is going to work. I trust that there's some kind of plan, because I kind of have to, but please just help us make sure that people don't get hurt. As few people get hurt as possible. And that we can all make it out reasonably intact. That's all I want.
That was very touching. My religious trauma only slightly flared for a little bit.
So
Just need some
Calvin,
guidance.
give me a faith roll.
Oh my god. If Jesus appears to you, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
That
You
wasn't
might. That
an
was a
option.
13.
It's
Okay,
just
I was
gonna
about to
be
say,
like fucking...
anything short of a nat 20.
It's gonna be like
no.
on South Park when they're like, Jesus, we really need you right now.
Oh, hey guys.
Okay.
Um,
What can I do for you?
in this moment, you are sitting in like a very dimly lit room, sitting on this couch that you're about to sleep on, and you've prayed sincerely for the first time in a very long time. As you finish and you sort of sit and contemplate what this means, you feel almost at peace in a sense. Not in the facts of you know, everything will be fine, because you don't know what tomorrow brings, but more in the sense of what is meant to be will be. And now we flash to Quinn and Tom out on the back porch. What are you two feeling in this moment as you try to smoke your anxieties away?
I think Tom right now is thinking that he's been going through a lot these past couple days, but there's an entire fucking town at stake, so it's hard to kind of process what's going on for himself right now, because like there's so many more things that he should be focusing on, and everything feels like so much bigger than him, and it feels good that he's like there's a chance they might actually do this shit this time. And so I guess like just kind of getting that off of his chest in this moment.
I think Quinn feels like some of the anxiety and just like a weight that she has been hauling around has lifted, because she was able to tell Riley about everything. And it's something that she's been keeping from him for a very long time, because she never knew whether she could fully trust him or not. Yeah. And knowing that now Riley knows everything, even if things don't go according to plan, that weight is still lifted, that her brother is and always will be her brother, and that he hasn't had a hand in all of this. And I think the fact that everything has just it's been difficult, but everything has come together, and we don't have a ton of people obviously to fight this whole thing, but the fact that there are people willing to help take all of this down, which she's spent her entire adult life trying to figure out how to do. There's a level of contentment and almost like excitement, because it's like she doesn't remember all the past times they've tried. You know, she has those little flashes that she got, but God, what did Allison say? It was like the, how many times did she?
37th,
Yeah,
I think.
something like that.
30. I think this is your 38th.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that she keeps letting other people in and is trusting people gives her a little bit of faith in people, and faith that hopefully people will not just be sheep, that they'll wake up and want to do something about it. And she's also absolutely terrified that they're, going into the, as far as she knows, most well-planned operation this government has had since the beginning of wiping people. But, that is what it is. And I think there's this level of kind of comfort being around Tom after having so many memories and things just kind of feeling comfortable and natural. Like, having him kind of keep Calvin while she went and took care of things. Like, it was just that kind of moment of he knew exactly what she was going to do. And it's kind of nice to fall back into those patterns that she may not remember, but it feels, you never lose that, like you may forget that something happened, but like you still have that kind of almost like muscle memory of things just kind of falling back into place. Plus she's getting high, which she hasn't done in a very long time, so
That's very fair.
she's gonna be a little more relaxed than usual.
Yeah.
Tom walks over and is like, I know how you feel, and just remember, in a time like this, you're never going through it alone. And Tom takes her hand, and his hand slips in just like it always did. And he doesn't even realize it.
That's so sweet. I can't deal with it. I'm gonna have a freak out over Team Quam like I did the otter the other night. It's fine.
Otter. Bless.
She also on her way out after checking on everyone, she grabbed a bottle of wine and brought it out with her.
Yeah, that seems right. Sorry, I cannot stop yawning today for some reason.
It's okay. But yeah, she definitely, it's just that handhold is just such a comforting action, and she just kind of holds his hand the whole time and just immediately passes him the bottle of wine, and she's just kind of there in the moment. It's the first time for a very long time that she is just sitting and being in the moment of what's happening and not trying to plan 5 steps ahead, or not trying to, keep all of the plates in the air. She's just there.
Tom acts like he sees something and is like, oh, did you just see that? We're just fucking existing right now.
Yeah, well, I haven't got to just exist in quite a while.
I don't know if I don't feel like I've ever really existed. Or if I did, I don't fucking remember it.
I mean, that's fair. It's not funny, but it's also kind of funny. You're the perfect experiment. You can add that to your list of achievements.
So, you all finish your time out on the back porch. Calvin, by the time you all come in, has laid down. You can't quite tell if he's asleep yet or not, but he's laid down at the very least. You two head back to Quinn's bedroom and lay down together. And a couple hours later, all of you are awakened by the sound of alarm clocks. It is time to get ready for church. So, what I'm going to ask each of you to do at this point is clarify with me, because I just want to make sure that I'm aware of what is in your inventory. Because this is another one of those times where I'm gonna, if you don't have something that you think you need in the moment, spark. And go ahead and make sort of your plan. Once those two things are done, we're going to go ahead and roll initiative and start this.
All right, Tom's got 2 guns, 4 knives, and his manicure set.
Very specific list. All right. Do you have literally anything that's not a weapon?
It's just more illegal shit.
Okay, cool. Super glad I asked you to clarify your inventory. Very
It's just
excited
illegal
about
shit.
it.
Pulls out his little
Yeah.
like stash baggie.
Yeah, perfect.
Hold on, I'm making a list.
No, you're fine.
Might bring a flask of holy water with me though.
Funnily enough, I'm also bringing a flask
Fantastic.
with a high enough
Put something
proof,
different in yours so we can swap them.
a high enough proof that will light on fire
Cool. Good to know.
in case I need it.
Yeah, you never know. It happens.
Let me say this. I'm not planning on setting the church on fire.
But if we have to.
But if I have to set a church on fire, I'm gonna set a church on fire.
At least you're honest about it.
I mean, look, I'd rather light someone on fire. So that's a possibility.
I mean, you know.
If I were going into this situation, what all would I bring?
Does Quinn have any explosives?
That's what I was just thinking.
I think I'm gonna say that if you want.
Oh, I snag a
explosives,
tiny bottle of bubble bath.
That's a spark because I
Don't use my good bubble bath. Use the dish soap.
Ugh.
Okay, so what if Quinn knew how to make explosives?
Give me whatever kind of role and tell me what it is. So give me whatever kind of role that you think you should have to roll to figure out / research how to make a bomb. Please.
Can I argue that that's intuition? Because I'm using my skills to intuitively research how to create a
Intuition
bomb.
is things you don't need to research. Intuition is a gut feeling.
It's my gut feeling that I know what I'm doing. And I know where to look for the information.
If you use intuition, I'm making this very clear. If you use intuition, you are rolling with disfavor because you're not actually looking at instructions.
5 foot
To build a
Latina, you're
bomb.
so right. I'm bringing a corkscrew. It's true. If you have it, you won't need it. But if you don't have it, you always need it.
I will let you have a corkscrew. I will not let you roll with intuition and not take disfavor on this roll.
I might find some bungee cords or like bungee cable.
I has common knowledge.
You do not have common knowledge on
I
how
don't
to build
have a
bomb.
plus in anything other than intuition, observation, common knowledge, and persuasion. So unless I'm allowed to persuade you that I know how to build a bomb.
No. Well, then roll with something you have 0 on.
What about observation?
Observation is what you can readily see in front of you. That does not include.
I
you
have
having
the
to-
internet.
Yes, but you need to search something on the internet to find bomb
That's what I
instructions.
use my observation to do. Is search the internet. I don't know.
Now you see what I put up with.
Investigation.
Yes, I will let you use investigation.
I
Yeah.
don't have a plus in that. This better fucking roll well or I'm gonna be pissed. You won't believe me, but I just rolled a 12 on a 12.
God. All right.
Dark web.
Okay.
Remember,
yeah,
you bought me these dice.
I did buy you
so
those dice.
Did this.
So here's what happens on a perfect score on this. You go ahead, get on your computer, which obviously is hooked up to many more things than just the normal
at least
internet.
make a flashbang happen. Like, nothing huge. Like, I'm not talking about, like, I need some fucking C4 that's gonna blow a door open. Or, like, take a whole fucking building down. But just, like, enough to set off a small, very contained explosion.
I am going to say that with that roll, you find the instructions to make some flashbangs and some like very small bombs that, according to this website, should not blow up more than like 15 square feet.
Okay.
And
It's still pretty good, though.
yeah. So you have enough supplies in the house to be able to make up to
Can they be duck bombs?
yes, they can be duck bombs. 100%.
Yes.
They can be duck bombs. You have rubber ducks in your bathroom, and that's, that's what you
Tom
use as
just
casing.
walks in from looking for bungee cords and sees me just like
Dumb.
creating explosives in the kitchen.
I dive right in and start helping.
Yep. So you
I'm sure I
use
remember
the rubber
something.
ducks as the casings. Roll me a D10.
Where's my D10? There you are. 8.
Okay,
On
so
my
you
light
have
self.
enough to make 8.
Yes.
You can choose the number of each. So, like,
Okay.
you can make like 3 and 5, or 4 and 4, or what have you.
Okay.
But you have to tell me once you
God
decide
damn it.
what that
Can't I
is.
just have 8 and then I tell you as we go along what they are?
No,
Bullshit.
absolutely not.
Okay.
Flashbang, I choose
Some
you.
of these,
We'll do 4 and 4.
4 and 4 it is.
Do you want my list?
Some of these
what
are
I
definitely
have
made
right
of-
now?
Oh.
Sorry.
So I want what?
Do you want my list
You're
of
good.
everything I have right now?
Yes.
Okay, I have 2 guns and 2 extra clips, so an extra clip for each gun.
Okay.
I have a flashlight. I have my knife that I always keep in my boot. I have a lighter, a flask of alcohol with proof high enough to burn. I have a lockpick set. Oh, I put lighter on there twice. Okay. I have a corkscrew just for 5-foot Latina. I have 4 flashbangs and 4
Okay.
bombs.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else. I probably will in the moment and use a spark, but
That's fine.
I feel pretty ready to go with that.
I look around and I ask, wait, do you happen to have a shotgun?
She just kind of gets real quiet and she goes into her room. And she opens the closet and she digs all the way in the back. And it used to be her dad's, but she never uses it. And so she pulls out the shotgun and she has a box of ammo just in case she ever needed to use it, and just kind of quietly hands it to Tom.
I take it, I start loading and say, don't worry, they'll be with us for this shit.
She just gives him a kiss on the cheek and then goes back downstairs.
Heck on it. Team Quam forever.
Team Quam forever.
Okay, so you 2 are done. Calvin, give me what you got.
that one doesn't have a lot other than just basics. I mean, I've got the gun, the handgun, and the extra magazine that Quinn gave me. I've got my phone that I've been carrying. A simple cross
didn't.
pendant on a chain.
I didn't think about that. Like, I've got my phone and my burner phone.
Yeah. That's
Nope, you didn't say it.
Shut up. We haven't left yet.
I'd carry a lighter like a Zippo and a pocket knife, some basic utility stuff like that. But I mean, other than that,
Do you still have those zip ties?
not much. Oh, I would, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you would still have your zip ties.
I will write that down. That might be coming in handy.
Might come in handy.
It might come in handy indeed.
Maybe I could grab some zip ties and then I could zip tie
I'll split 'em with
the
you.
bad people and then light them on fire. Just a thought.
Maybe
While
you
they're splitting
could
those
take
up.
some therapy with you.
Just lighten up people as she goes along. She's like, all right, bye. Boom.
Okay, so inventories are done. Is there anything you all want to plan out premeditated?
Tom has fashioned the bungee cords around his torso underneath his jacket into a holster for all of his firearms. So he has the 2 pistols hanging here, and then the shotgun's down his back, covered by his coat.
The bungee cords.
I have extra holsters.
You're rad.
I'll let you bungee cord it, man. You do you.
No, you need your holsters.
I'm proud
You
of
need your
you.
holsters.
Proud of you.
I'm concealing this shit.
It's so good.
She definitely.
Some of them got a briefcase. Some of them got a motherfucking shotgun.
She definitely has like her jacket on, her typical jacket she wears to hide a lot of this, and her typical like messenger bag she takes everywhere with her to keep all of the other shit in. I will say that whether he spent the night or he went back home, Quinn had a moment with Riley where she talked to him and said, basically they talked about the fact that he obviously needs to pretend like he doesn't know what's going on. So if he's supposed to be there, he needs to be there. But to let him know what our plan is, so that when Calvin makes his move, if we haven't gotten to the stash in time or been able to prevent it, that he needs to try and help Calvin.
Okay.
What I will also tell him is that I don't want him to sacrifice himself for any of us, because the worst thing that happens is they just wipe us.
Yeah.
So he has to use his judgment.
Yeah, so he kind of just stands and stares for a minute and then nods and goes, okay, I get it and I know what to do. I originally told them I was going to take the day off because you told me to stay away, but I can just say that I came with you on my day off, and I'll wear my vest underneath, just plain clothes.
Please.
Yeah.
And if you have any friends on the force that you trust, tell them to just be cautious.
Yeah, I'll shoot a couple of guys a message. He does not stay the night. He goes back to his place. But he says that he will meet you all at the church the next morning. So sort of the last thing before we get into this, who all is going with you? Obviously, Riley is going to meet you there.
I think we need Teddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like to leave Luna alone though.
What if we bring her and drop her off at the coffee shop? Just have her wear like a hoodie or a hat or something. Just be like, just chilling in the corner till we get out.
That's fair. Is that too public, though?
But if no one would recognize her,
I'm gonna disappear for a moment. I'll still be on stream. I just spilled coffee once.
Okay.
Um,
because I don't know if there's time to drop her off or like even go by Bella's, or if that's even safe to do before we do this.
I know. I was thinking about maybe texting Bella and giving her like the garage code or the code to my system,
Or she can come just pick her
where
up
at
when
some point, you know, when the meeting's going on, they could come grab Luna, or her
That'd make me feel a whole lot better.
her
Yeah.
wife could grab Luna.
Yep.
I'll do that.
Okay. So you text Bella. What exactly do you say?
I say,
Need you to pick up a lunar lamp in my bedroom. Here's the code to
No.
the garage.
If you wouldn't mind, taking care of my cat today. I'm not sure when I'll be home. And then I give her my codes and say, you know, I'd really appreciate it.
You get a text back about 10 minutes later, and she says, yeah, sure, no problem. Do I need to bring the cat back to my place?
Yeah, that would be great. Not sure if I'm gonna be leaving town or not, so I would appreciate that.
And a few minutes later, your phone dings again, and she says, yeah, no problem. I get last minute out of town trips. You can always come get her whenever is best for you.
And I'll just send her a thank you with a crescent moon next to it.
So you know that Luna's taken care of. You're gonna have Riley and Teddy with you. And obviously you three. Is there anybody else that you think needs to come with you? If not, that is totally fine.
I mean,
I asked Teddy if there's anybody that we used to run with that we might be able to call.
I don't know, man. Like
Who works the morning shift these days? Come on.
We ran with a shady crowd, though. Like, it wasn't like any of us were, you know, super trustworthy, I guess. We were to each other, like me and you. But, like, I don't know that there's anybody that wouldn't at least think about ratting us out.
Yeah.
I'm going to call Riley.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him if there's anyone he would 100% inherently trust to help out on this.
He thinks for a minute, but and says, yeah, I can call Richards. He's new in training, but he's a good dude.
Tell him what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get him to meet me down here.
I don't know where your head is at, Tom, but I figured we could try and go in through the window instead of like going in the sanctuary, because I think if we go in the sanctuary, we're fucked.
Yeah. There's probably some people still there just watching that.
Yeah. I don't know, because that was my thing, was wait for them all to go in, and then obviously they're going to have the doors guarded, but we could get to that window and go in through there. Or do we go in and try and act like nothing's wrong?
Just be a part of the service.
Yeah. But we'd have to try and sneak.
Yeah, we'd have to get through everything there, yeah.
To get the wipeout. I think with Riley and the other cop and Calvin inside. That's 3 inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then me, you, and Teddy trying to get to the wipeout.
Yeah. That sounds good.
It's split in half, but
hey, that way Calvin's got some backup in case we can't make it up there.
yeah.
So you all head to the church. Calvin, you, I'm gonna say, are sort of like separated from the rest of them as they are like all gathering outside the church. Unless you would like to stick yourself right in the middle of them.
I figured we'd show up at different times.
Okay. That is fully fine. At this point, I'm actually going to go ahead and ask you all for initiative. So go ahead and roll for me. I will go ahead and roll for your enemies as well. So let me roll for them first.
What is our initiative again?
It is a flat D20. And then in order to get ahead of your enemy, you can go ahead and justify anything you would like to me.
Ooh, all right.
I would like to add my sneak to it because I'm sneaking.
Give me 1 second. I want to get all the NPCs and other people. Okay.
Math.
Is that good or bad?
Okay, now that was all of your enemies rolls. Now let me roll your NPCs. So let's say Riley got a 17.
Okay.
Teddy.
Oh, they each got like individual.
Your NPCs will.
Okay.
The enemies, 2 of them have their own initiative, and then there's like a cluster that has 1 initiative.
Is our mom there today?
Give me an observation check.
11 plus 2 is a 13.
You see someone who you think might be your mom, but you just saw her from the back.
Okay.
So you guess that she most likely is there, but you can't be 100% sure.
I'm gonna text Riley and say I think mom's there, so he has a heads up.
Okay. He texts you back a few minutes later and goes, "Okay. Sounds like I need to be on the lookout. I'll let you know if I spot her." Okay. So, what happened was there are a number of tag teamers around, but for the sake of combat simplicity, there are 5 that will be participating in phase assignment / combat should it come to that.
Should it come to that?
Hey, y'all can make your own decisions. That's what phase assignment's about.
That's why I just wanted to light everything on fire.
Allison and Laura both have a 20. Natural 20s, to be exact.
Okay.
Fucking course.
Riley has a 17, Teddy has a 7, and Richards has a 3. So now, if you all would not mind, I will start with Calvin.
19.
Is that naturally or with something added?
Naturally.
Would you like to try and add anything to get ahead of anybody?
I don't know that I really can. I mean, I'm there in plain sight.
I mean, a 19 is going to get you third in initiative at this point because Allison and Laura both got natural 20s.
If you get yourself to a dirty Tiffany, do the natural 20s still go ahead of you?
Yes.
Fuck.
And there's not really a point.
Yeah, so I'm going to say you're stuck at 19. Quinn, what'd you get?
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
I would like to argue that I could add my intuition to this because it is part of her training with infiltrating.
That's fair. I'll give you that. You get a +2 to your intuition, right?
Yeah, so I get a dirty Tiffany.
Okay. Cool. And I will mark that it is a dirty Tiffany. For those of you that don't know,
Ryan will never
Ryan-
live it down.
Ryan will never live it down for the rest of our lives. He one night was trying to say dirty 20, and one of the cast members on Descent in Avernus is named Tiffany, and he accidentally said dirty Tiffany, and it was great. And Tom, go ahead and give me yours.
All right, the flat roll was 13, but I want to add my sneak because it's +5.
Nice.
Hey, all right.
Damn, you have a +5?
It took a little combination of like some lessons to get that high.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay, so what sneaking exactly will you be doing? I would like a broader explanation.
We're
to this.
literally sneaking into a building.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
sneaking
want
around the side of a
this
building to a
explanation.
window
I'm
and trying
aware.
to like keep a low profile. I guess.
I'm
so people
aware
are
of what
funneling
you're
through the
doing. I've
front.
been listening this
I
whole
was
time.
like, I don't understand. We're sneaking into a building.
I wanted to just be sure. Who knows? Tom could be like, I'm sneaking weed into the building, and I would be like, I guess I'm not shocked. So
That's what
No,
he
it's on
always
me, yeah.
does. That's all the time.
okay, so now let me go ahead and put you all in order. Allison has a higher dex than Laura does, so she'll go first. Then Laura, then
I might kill my
Quinn,
mom.
then Calvin, then Tom. Quinn, Calvin, Tom.
I might
And
kill my mom.
then Riley, the tag teamers Teddy and Richards.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, so as you all are gathering in front of the church, I'm sure you all have sort of drifted to a side so you can kind of figure out where you need to go. Allison, for right now, isn't bothered by anything in this situation. So she is just going to go ahead and move inside of the church because beforehand she was standing outside, sort of talking to people, showing off, like,
Fuck her.
you know, doing the very average politician thing. So she is going to go ahead and move into the church and go at this point just inside to the lobby. She's not really headed to her seat yet. Laura will do the same because she also has nothing to be bothered by at this point. So those two are good. So Quinn, you do what you want to do.
I am going to try and remain as unseen as I can, especially if I think my mom is there.
Mhm.
And I also want to see if I can get an eye on this window. And see what that situation is right now.
Okay. So you head over to that window, the one that Calvin pointed out to you on the blueprints. It's stained glass.
Oh, now I'm
It
gonna
it looks
feel
like it may
bad.
depict the parting of the seas or something along those lines.
Okay, thank God it's not Jesus. I'd actually feel bad.
I
It's like
thought
Jesus
about
on the
it for a
cross.
minute. No,
Sorry,
it's
Jesus.
it's a parting of the Red Sea, that's depicted on the window. Uh, if you try to open the window, you will find that it is locked.
Okay. I'm assuming it's not the kind of lock I can pick.
No, it's just like a very standard
So I
looking
figured.
window lock.
Fuck. Alright, I'm going to... I'm assuming this is in a not very visible place.
No, so it's sort of like around the building from the front of the church.
Okay.
Almost like there's like a curved side to the front of the church. So it's you've sort of got like a half wall of cover where that window sits.
Okay. I'm gonna just kind of chill here in the shadows.
Calvin
Damn
is up
it.
next. I'm so sorry I called on you at an inappropriate time. My bad.
What you eating?
Share your snack.
Roll dex to chew faster.
You have to have enough for the whole table, Calvin.
We share at this table.
I did, but I ate it.
What was it?
Some big old chicken tendies.
Heck yeah.
Garlic
Chicken
parm
nuggets.
chicken tendies.
Ooh, nice.
Y'all better believe I stuffed my face with mozzarella sticks before I walked down here.
I made those in our air
She
fryer.
did. She
I'm a
made me
chef.
those.
I can't actually cook, I promise. But I didn't want to, so I was like, what's in our freezer?
Yep.
Mozzarella sticks.
Heck
The
yeah.
meal of royals.
You know.
It is what
I
it
used
is.
the air fryer so they were nice and crispy.
Calvin, it is your turn.
So I kind of want to be in a place where I can see what's going on, but I also don't want to just peace out and not be doing what I'm supposed to. So Paul's about. I want to find out from him where I should be.
Is Paul still there? I thought Paul pieced out.
You find Paul. He is in the sanctuary, so you travel to in there. You notice that up on the stage, there is a girl that looks to be about 12, probably. That's in like a lavender dress with puffy sleeves and tulle and like a ribbon tied in a bow. And he's wearing a purple tie that sort of matches her.
Hell yeah.
Style.
He
The
got
drip.
his daughter back and then brought her in the fucking church where everyone was going to be. Worst dad ever.
He believes in us.
He doesn't know that we were doing shit. He just knows that you know.
Maybe God told him.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's it.
Jesus didn't show up. Thank you, 5 Foot Latina. Jesus didn't show up to Calvin's because he was too busy being over at Paul's and be like, dude, we got this. It's gonna be fine. Just bring her to church. It'll be
True.
great.
Yeah, for sure. That's how this works, right?
You just got the calm feeling from the Holy Spirit. He got the actual Jesus visit. You got ripped off.
Holy Spirit's cooler anyway.
What happened? What can I say?
Holy Spirit's cooler anyway. I'm tweeting that. I'm so sorry.
Is
No,
the Holy
please
Spirit what
do.
you nicknamed the pistol?
Yes.
I'm gonna turn you into a holy man.
That's one way of putting it. You wanted to ask Paul something? What was that again? Sorry, I was enjoying
Sorry.
the jokes a lot. No,
Me
you're
too.
fine.
Just where. Well, I mean, he wants me to run things, or at least help to run things. So I need to know what's going on. Where should I be? What should I be doing immediately?
Okay, so
I'm
you
not
go
going to
up
tell him that
and-
something's up, though. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't need to tip my hand like that yet.
Yeah. You go ahead and go up to him, and ask that, and he sort of nods at you and says, "You and Samuel will sit. It's your choice, really. You can sit either up on the stage, in the opposite of the place that I do, or you two can sit in the front pew, and then I will obviously like call you up to help with the sermon portion of it. But out of those two places, wherever you and Samuel feel most comfortable is fine. And you sort of see Samuel running around in the background, like setting up last minute things, and bless his heart, he's trying to put out more sheet music, and again, he does not
He's
realize
so
that he
bad.
can do it more than one song at a time. So he just keeps going back and forth all day long.
And it's canon that he's one of my customers, right? So he's probably just baked out of his mind.
Absolutely, it's canon. He's one of your customers for
He's just like, all right,
sure.
okay, I gotta put
So
the songs
I got this
down.
one now.
Okay, I got the first one.
Okay, I have this one now.
Don't let him know you're high right now.
Canonically, Samuel is pretty much always high, which is why he's such just like a Lamone of
Such a
life.
disappointment.
Yeah.
The sheet music says how high thou art, and he starts getting paranoid. He fucking knows.
It's so good. So good.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
So I'll stay opposite Paul on the stage then. That'll give me a little bit of advantage to look around at what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
I'll just thank him and make my way out there.
Okay. That will bring us to Tom.
All right, I look over at Teddy and it's like, all right, just meet us around there. Hopefully I have the window open by the time you get around. And I start kind of sneaking off around to meet Quinn.
Oh, Teddy's
you
not
can-
coming in the window with us?
He's behind us in initiative, so
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
I say that as I'm walking away.
That's fair.
So you are able to get over to Quinn fairly quickly. You see the same thing with the window, that it's locked. Standard window lock. Stained glass of like the Red Sea's parting. And all
All right,
of
is there a
that.
decent chunk of glass, like a with enough space where if I break it, I could reach through and unlock the latch?
Don't make noise yet.
It's done in panes. So I would say that yeah, you could like break one of those panes off and stick your hand through that.
I totally do that. Like, I got a nice coat on. I can just like try to elbow it.
Fantastic. So you roll just like a force.
One tiny
roll
chunk of
for-
glass shouldn't make that much noise.
All right, force. That's a D8.
You also
Yep.
realize you have the butt of your gun, right? So you don't have
Yeah,
to...
I don't want to pull those out yet.
You don't have to take
the window, it's
damage
fine.
to yourself.
Yeah.
Just shoot it.
I-
I'm gonna
I
waste
rolled
an
a-
entire clip shooting out every single piece of the stained glass.
Fantastic.
Paint by numbers, but a gun.
Yeah, with a gun.
Yep. For sure.
I rolled a 4 on a D8.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. This is glass. You're like strong as we've established. So yeah, that pane of glass pops out really easily.
And I just try to like
Ugh,
wiggle the latch.
love
Yeah,
it.
you can roll something. Roll
Henry
something.
won't come downstairs, or we could have dog moments on our cameras.
Good.
Hold on, let me see if I can pick him up.
Roll finesse for me, just like a straight finesse roll. Oh my
He's
goodness.
being picked
Okay,
up.
that's a
He's
D12.
just like, ugh. I hate
Good.
being picked up too. I understand.
That's a 7.
He's got pajamas.
He's got
Yeah.
pajamas.
He's got spaceman pajamas.
He looks so comfy.
I love it.
He loves them.
I love
Love
him
him
so
so
much.
much.
Well, that was my chicken.
That's
Enjoy,
his chicken
dog.
now.
That's what
Yeah.
he gets. He's like, I showed them my pajamas. Give me
He's
some
like,
chicken.
yes.
That's
Okay,
don't
nice,
eat the ranch.
Right? So yeah, you're able to do that super easily. So you reach in, unlock the latch, and I'm gonna go with that's your turn. You accomplished quite a bit.
I look at
Um,
Quinn and say, now when Teddy gets here, he can help us get into the window.
yeah.
Now that we did all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Riley is going to take his turn to go into the lobby. He's not going to approach Allison or Laura, but he's just going to kind of hang out.
Oh, I feel so bad. Oh, I feel bad that I'm not there.
He just hangs out for a little bit, and we're gonna roll. Not that one. This one. Oh yeah, Riley's fine. So he kind of just sneaks through. Not. He's just basically trying to lay low at this point. And it seems like Allison and Laura did not recognize him in any way,
Oh,
so
good.
he's all good.
Poor Riley.
He's basically just going to take that as his turn. There's no sort of action that he's wanting to take yet. Next is going to be tag teamers. So what they are going to do,
Like,
not
no
very
one's-
successfully.
I was gonna say, no one's suspicious that they're just tag teamers hanging out at them.
It's quite possible that most people think that they're just there with like the government officials that are there.
Oh,
So they,
God, our
they're not
town's
like,
dumb.
yeah, they're not
It's not like a
doing-
common patrol thing.
Yeah, they're not doing a great job of it. But they sort of like spread themselves out to look for anything suspicious, anything that they should be looking out for. But they only rolled a 3, so they don't see jack squat. It's great. And that's pretty much their whole turn. Teddy is going to follow you all back to the window. And now seeing that you have it open, he will go ahead and climb through as his action, which means Teddy is done. Richards is going to go in with Riley. He also tries to lay fairly low at this point because he's not wanting anything to happen to him, and he rolled a nat 20, so he's a ghost. Nobody sees him.
Good for him.
Just 2 cops on their day off.
Rookie's
Fuck
got
yeah.
it.
Yep. So now we are on to round 2. Allison and Laura, still not really seeing anything that they feel they should be worried about, are just going to go ahead and go up to the balcony where their seats are. So that's
Special
their
prepared
turn.
balcony.
For all the government officials.
So Quinn, that is your turn.
I am going to climb through the window.
Okay.
And do I get to move after I climb through the window, or is that my whole move?
No. We're gonna call climbing into the window your action.
Okay.
At this point.
I'm going to climb through the window. I'm gonna. Do I have to? I'll spend a spark on it if I have to. I should have said that I had the blueprint on my phone, but I will spend a spark.
Okay.
So I only have 1 spark, but that's fine. I will have pull the blueprint up on my phone, and try and orient myself and start to head toward the direction of the baptismal pool room.
Fantastic. So you do that.
Obviously, like, keeping an eye out, like, not just
Yes.
like, I'm gonna go to this fucking room.
Yeah, just let me walk down this hallway. I'm gonna
Just looking down at her
say
phone.
this hallway in itself is on the darker side. Nobody seems to be down here, at least not out in this hallway.
Okay.
So that is your turn. Calvin, what would you like to do?
People aside from the fancy folks filtering in yet?
I mean, I would
Like
think
just people from
so.
the town?
What is the question? I'm sorry.
Are
my whole brain
people
just
are
stopped working.
people like coming in
Aside
other
from,
than
like,
the government
government folk.
officials?
Not really yet. We probably still have about like 45 minutes until church actually starts. So you're really only getting the early birds at this point, and like the government officials and people like that.
Okay. I'm gonna give a glance then up at the balcony and see if anybody's watching me specifically. Maybe Allison, maybe this bodyguard guy if he's still present. Or not still, but if he's there.
It doesn't seem that anybody's looking at you specifically. You can see a silhouette of somebody like near the back of the balcony that you would swear is about the same size as that, as the bodyguard guy, but you don't see his face. You can see Allison and Laura talking up in the balcony. They're both sitting in the front row, but neither of them are looking at you.
Okay. I think for the moment I just want to keep an eye up there.
That is perfectly fine.
Watch what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just go stand right in front of the altar and just stare them down.
I don't want to arouse suspicions.
That will not arouse suspicions whatsoever.
That is Tom's turn.
All right, I'm gonna climb in this window and follow Quinn.
Alrighty.
Taking
Sounds
point.
good. Yep.
And I pull
Riley-
out one of the guns from my
Oh,
little
good call.
makeshift strap.
Yes, very good call.
I have them hanging on the hooks, so I just go boop.
God, that's so
Fantastic.
dangerous.
Yes, it
Don't
is.
worry, I've done this before with Teddy.
Oh, great. That makes me feel even better.
I only dropped one gun. That time.
Okay, so Tom's turn is pretty much over with that one. Riley is going to take his turn to head into the sanctuary. He's essentially scouting for the best seat to keep an eye on Calvin in case something should happen during the sermon. So he's going to take his movement to move in there, and he's going to do this. A 15 is decent. So I'm gonna go with, since he sort of figured that Calvin has decided to be on the stage, he's going to take that seat in the front row. So that way he is close enough to get to Calvin should that need to be a thing. Tag teamers are going to make another observation check to sort of see what's up with them. This time they are able to spot that something is up, but they can't quite tell what it is. Quinn and Tom, because you two are clearly in an area you're not supposed to be in, give me a straight logic save.
Ten.
Okay.
That's a 7.
Okay. You all see, like, under a door that's at the other end of the hallway, you see under the door frame where there's just this bit of light is coming through, you see the shadow of footprints or of feet kind of under the door, and for a split second they stop, but then they pass by. You don't know if maybe they heard you. You don't know if they just had like a weird feeling. But the important thing is they didn't open the door.
Quinn immediately gets gun in hand.
My gun's already out, so
Okay.
out. Like I'm ready to go.
She wasn't going to until they were gonna go in a room, like go into a room, but that was enough to spook her that she's
Yep.
already got gun in hand.
Teddy is still with you all.
Mhm.
He is going to go ahead and check one of the doors in this hallway. Let's see what he finds. He doesn't find much. We'll go with he just found like a supply closet of some
Go
sort.
Teddy.
Are there cleaning supplies in there?
It's more like the supplies.
Can I make a
like,
trail behind us and light the building on fire?
I was gonna see if I can make a quick Molotov cocktail.
It's more like the type of closet that holds like office supplies and things like that, not really like cleaning things. Love your enthusiasm about setting the building
I'm
on
just
fire,
saying, I worked really well last time.
though. I did. Rich is going to go with Riley. He is good. He's good to go, blends in perfectly, and goes down and sits beside Riley in the front row. Allison and Laura are both going to make observation checks. At this point, they definitely are thinking something should be up at this point, but
So
yeah,
they're
they both
paranoid because nothing is up.
well, it's more like they
We should have been
expect
alerted to
see
something.
They're like,
one of
something
you
should have
all.
been happening by now. I'm
They-
paranoid.
They should have fucked up somewhere.
They don't see any of you all, which is the real problem at this point because they're
I'm
thinking
there.
you all should be there. Yes, but
you
they
weren't
don't,
there when we
you
ran
weren't
into
there.
them.
Yeah, you disappeared. So you
You
are
phased
not
out of
who
existence,
they're
man.
looking for. At this point.
I mean, she
So-
can't actually think that we would just come to the fucking church. Like, neither of them at any
Think we
point
did.
should be like,
Maybe we have before.
they're definitely going to come to this church after they burn down a fucking building.
Well, obviously, Allison and Laura know you're not dead. Which was Allison's plan if you all couldn't get out, was obviously you would blow to smithereens. But that did not happen. And so Allison at least figures that even though you may not show up for the entire thing, you would come to warn Calvin because of your 37 past attempts have always involved Calvin. So if she's observing your pattern of behavior, this should not be different. Calvin should be involved. But she's not seen Calvin do anything. So she can't
See?
prove that he is.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know, but she
Big brain.
suspects that that's how it's
Galaxy
supposed to
brain.
go.
37 attempts. Shame on you. 38 attempts. Shame on me.
Hey, that's only if you
Don't say
remember
that
the
yet.
attempts.
Oh, I just said attempts. we could have a 39th or a 40. Why not round it up to a good old 40? We've only tried to take down the government, you know. 40.
We just keep running this game over and over until we finally win.
At some point, we're gonna get it.
With that, it was Quinn's turn.
Okay. I am going to, I guess, check the next door we come across.
Roll a d12 for me.
That is a 9.
Okay, you just come across a it's this one is also a maintenance closet, but this one is specifically stuff that you would need for the baptism pool.
Is there chlorine in there?
There is chlorine.
Is there bleach in there?
There is bleach in it.
I'm gonna take the bleach and the chlorine.
Okay, fantastic. Add them to your inventory.
Find the Jesus crackers.
They don't keep those in a storage
important.
closet.
Why not?
I'm gonna sprinkle them into the baptismal font.
Baptism.
Jesus, wishing well of Jesus.
Yep.
If you get it wet, it grows into a full Jesus.
That's got to be some kind of heresy that we just committed.
That's all right. Calvin,
That's on the
it's
list.
your turn.
They're like the extra special Jesus wishing well coins. Your wish will definitely
wonder-
come true there.
I probably shouldn't do it.
Do it.
Lay low, man.
Do it.
You could always go talk to Riley. And just be your welcoming, priesty self.
Yeah, there's no safe way to do what I'm thinking about, so I'm just not going to do it. Too many negative outcomes.
Shooting people right off the bat. Just straight up shooting people.
Straight up shooting people.
Just straight
Not
up pull
that.
out a gun.
I was gonna start it, but he starts popping off.
He's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna bust a cap in everybody. Boom!
Somebody gave me a gun!
I don't know how to use this, but we're gonna try it.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna start talking to folks. I'm gonna start talking to like Riley first and whoever else might be around.
Okay.
He doesn't know about anything about where you guys are, does he?
All he knows is that we're trying to get to that room. He knows that because he was the one who told us where they would be holding everything.
Okay.
So I told him that we would not be in the sanctuary, obviously, that we would be trying to... Our plan was to try and get to the White first.
Okay. So we know the same amount of information, so...
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But you may not... I don't know if I, in the morning, would have relayed before you left that I had messaged him about having another cop on our side.
Mm-hmm.
So he could always be introducing you to Richards.
I more just want to give the appearance of like, you know, that polite
Sure.
pastoral conversation. Or anything else then. If we know there's no point in even trying to bring you up covertly, it's too dangerous.
Just do some very nice handshakes.
Roll
Yes.
performance for me, Calvin.
Yes, performance.
It's my favorite mince. That's not even the right die. I was like, how did I roll an 18 on a D12?
Because you're just
Carefully.
that smooth.
Yep.
Your performance.
I'm gonna
is
roll
that
a spark to not blow this.
Okay, I
'Cause
that
that was a
sounds like
1.
a very wise idea.
good. Shit! Please do not critically fail any of these.
You
I
will
show
lose
Riley
everyone.
the gun.
You go to shake someone's hand and they see the gun under your robe.
I forgot which one is the safety.
Could you tell me
Poking
to
at the
turn
trigger.
off? How do I turn off the safety again?
Well, extremely bad news. That was a 1 again.
Shut the fuck up.
So, better
Alright.
news, it's a total of 2.
But you have another spark. Because we get one at the top of each day. Did you use yours last time?
Can I use more than 1 at once?
You never said we
I don't think we
couldn't.
have a rule on that.
I've not written a rule on that. I will now. But I guess since it doesn't exist, this is fine. Go
It's just
for
like
it, bud.
PowerPoints. Like, you should be able to use as many PowerPoints as you want, right? Please don't roll a 1. Where's the pride die? I'm going to
Is it a
murder you.
one?
I'm gonna see your face change. I knew it. No,
I'm
that was an
gonna
8, so that's a
fucking
total of
kill
9.
you.
Okay. Nine's not.
Cue the Lou Wilson third in that one.
I will fucking drive my ass, Dandy, and kick your fucking ass.
I'm
Blow
gonna
this.
say with a 9, what you get out of that is like somebody like Riley is obviously ready to play along. But the minute you go up to somebody that's not in on this plan of shenanigans, they definitely notice that you're being weird. There's just something that is off about the Calvin that they know, and it's just
What was your performance
strange.
die?
I can get a total of 13 in it.
Oh.
Oh wait,
I was like, how is he being
Yeah,
weird?
like,
He
that's a
rolled a
good-ass
9.
I don't know why I thought you did worse than you did then. Never mind, let's re-narrate that. Back up. So
He is
what actually
performing
happened-
so good at being a priest.
He's performing fairly well.
No one suspects a
Obviously,
thing.
like I said, Riley and people like that who are in on the shenanigans are very ready to play their part to sort of make things look better. I will still say that people that aren't in on this maybe have the sense of like something seems a little off today. It's not tremendously obvious, but it's there.
I mean, it's weird. Like, I'll give you that. Like, the pews are all weird. There's government people there.
Yep. So like nobody really chalks it up to it being your fault that it's weird, whatever they're feeling.
Okay. I'm
Um,
just glad that it's not bad enough that I'm like, the Lord and such.
Have you met Jesus? Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior? The Dark Lord
in a
Cthulhu?
church.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Have you heard about Jesus? I mean, Jesus. Fuck. I always do that.
Tom, your turn.
All right, I guess, is there another door for me to check?
There is one more in this hallway. As
We're
you
getting
can-
real good at just walking down hallways and
I
checking
think
doors.
I'm gonna check that door.
As you can probably tell, since this is the only door left in this hallway, this is the door that leads down into the baptism pool.
Hey guys, I found it.
Thanks, great.
So what you see behind this wooden door, it's fairly dark in here as well, but you can sort of faintly make out the outlines of stairs that go down. It seems that there are probably 3 of them, and from what you can tell standing at this angle, though this is not 100% foolproof, but you don't think there's water in it.
I reach in my pocket for a coin
Don't
and
you-
I into the pool to see if I hear water or a clink.
Okay. Roll a d10 for me.
God, don't, you're gonna make someone know
As an
we're
8?
fucking there.
Okay, so you don't hear anything for a minute, but then you hear like a very small splash.
Don't you dare waste my bubble bath on a tiny bit of water. I told you to bring the
I
dish
think
soap.
there's water in it.
Told you to bring the dish soap.
So, does it look like I have to, like, jump over it? Or, like...
There is no really jumping over it. This is a very large.
Wading through it, man. Should have brought fucking galoshes.
I
That's some
Take the back of my
stagnant holy
coat.
water.
and wrap it around so that the shotgun is inside it, and I'm raising it above where the water would be, and I prepare to, like, immerse myself to cross,
God.
Okay, so you.
but keeping
go
my
ahead
firearms dry.
Step down into this pool. And it takes you a minute to realize that the reason it took so long to hear the splash is because you arced it so high in the air and it was such a shallow pool of water. It is maybe up to like mid-chin, if that.
I hate
but
wet
you-
shoes. At least I have the
you-
boots on.
You
My socks are gonna get wet either way. Fuck it.
You wade through this and eventually get to, on the opposite side, there is like a small like ladder built into the side of the pool that is essentially to help people, especially children, get out of it. Like, should they need to get out of the side in like a very quick
Should they
escape.
decide that Jesus is not their Lord and Savior, you have an escape ladder to your left.
In the event you cannot walk on water, a ladder is provided.
Either somebody's either going to absolutely hate this series or absolutely love this series for the.
Can we get a heresy
crap like
supercut?
that. Please.
Do you realize how long that would be?
So long.
That'd be a whole episode.
Long.
In the chance that you get burned by the holy water, please make your way to the ladder to escape the power of the Holy Spirit. Thank you.
So on Riley's turn, he is going to go ahead and make a observation check. He is sitting in the front row of the sanctuary, and as he turns to kind of look toward the back of the room, he sees Allison get out of her seat and go downstairs.
I'm a shooter. I'm gonna shoot that bitch right in the face.
That is really all Riley sees. So he gets up and goes to follow. So that's Riley's.
Riley, this was not the plan! We had a plan, Riley!
The tag teamers are essentially still doing like a whole perimeter check of the building. Like their main job at this point is to just see what they can see and try to stop anything that would stop today from happening. They make pretty decent headway on the first floor of the church, not where you all are, but where the sanctuary is. And they don't see anything that is out of the ordinary, I guess. You all do see a shadow through the window down the hall, where again a teamer stops and almost kind of looks at the window, it seems, trying to figure out maybe what had happened, because it just looks different now. And he's able to spot that one of the glass panes is gone.
Fuck. Well, looks like we're lighting people up.
What are
So
you
that's the end of their turn.
Whoa!
Ah! My raid
Perfect
sound
timing.
works! I love it!
Thank you guys so much for coming in.
Raiders, what's up?
Hey, thanks.
Y'all are so
My
nice.
sound worked and it
What's
made
up,
me
party
so
people?
fucking excited.
Shit's about to pop off in this church. Like,
It scared
your timing
the
couldn't be better.
shit out of me because I heard it and I was like, oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, it's raiders!
Hello, Raiders.
Hello.
We're currently in the middle of initiative in the a church extravaganza. I don't really know. Oh, you all are the ones that raided us the other day,
Yes.
right? Yeah. What's up,
Awesome.
y'all? So we are moving to Teddy's turn. Teddy is with you all, obviously, so he's going to now take his turn to wade through the pool of water, climb up the ladder, get out. That's essentially going to take his whole turn to
That's
do all
fair.
of that.
When he gets
and-
over to me, I ask him, so did you leave your sins in there, or does this shit not work?
He's just sort of going to look at you and go, if I'm going to drown my sins in anything, there needs to be more water.
Fucking hang. I hand him a flask.
Just lay down face first, Teddy. It'll be fine.
So what is going to happen next is we go back to Richards in the sanctuary. He is essentially going to now stand his ground there because Riley has walked away. So he is currently looking around and doesn't see anything that like causes alarm from anybody that's in the like main floor of the sanctuary. It seems everybody down there is fine. He kind of keeps checking an eye on the little girl that's on the stage, and she she just kind of looks confused as to what all is happening, but she like seems to like her dress. She keeps like puffing it out and spinning around in it and things like that. So that is Richard's turn. We are going back to Allison. Though no one can see her, she is currently going down the stairs from the balcony to the like sort of lobby area again, and then continues down the stairs towards the basement area.
I'm gonna shoot her.
That
Waiting for
is
this
going to
fucking
take
standoff.
her whole action to
I'm
get
just
all the
gonna
way
shoot her
down
right in
there.
the face, right as she comes around the fucking corner.
Thank you so much, Rose, for coming in to
Yes,
read as
thank
I read your
you.
comment. You're very sweet. Okay, so Laura is now like doing the same sort of observation that Richards is, but obviously for the other side. She is sort of mostly keeping tabs at this point on Paul, but every once in a while checks out everybody in the sanctuary. Nobody seems to be tipping her off at this point as like something is wrong. So she will just stay in the balcony at this point. She has no reason to move. Gwen, it is your turn.
I guess I will now make my way through. No worries. Thank you for
Yeah, no
we
worries.
appreciate
Thank you so
it.
much. We love you too.
Yeah.
I've lived that life. I get it.
It happens.
I will now make my way through the baptismal pool.
Fantastic.
Very unhappy, but making my way through.
It happens. So you are able to get all the way out to the other side, which is lovely. So now all three of you
Hold on,
stand-
before my time is over, I'm gonna close the door behind me as I go. And if I can lock it, I don't know what side you can lock it from, but if I can lock it from this side, I'm gonna lock it.
I am gonna say that they probably wouldn't build a door like that if only for children drowning in pools.
That's fair.
I would say that you would have to lock it from the other side. But the good news is that now all three of you are in this room.
This is true.
So now that you can sort of see things a bit clearer, the walls are like that old school wood paneling sort of
Wainscoting.
situation. Huh?
So much wainscoting.
Yeah. The carpet is like a deep navy blue. And there are like blue chairs that are like the stackable ones that are sort of like lined up across the back wall. You suspect that that's probably for when they use it as a classroom. But today there are also like pallets just sitting everywhere, sort of in stacks. Many of which are filled with vials.
You know what we're gonna do.
Yep.
Well, it is no longer your turn. It is actually Calvin's turn.
Wait, hold on. So
Yes.
that took all of my movement, right?
It took all of your movement plus kind of extra movement to get back up the
Damn
ladder.
it. I was gonna say, can I text Calvin that we found it?
I'll let you text Calvin as a free action.
Yeah, I'll just say found it.
Okay. So now, Calvin, your phone has dinged with a message that says found it, and it is your turn.
Hmm. Okay, I'm just gonna shoot back a quick. Do what you need. And you mentioned
That's all I needed to fucking hear.
Let's blow this bitch sky high.
Are they directly under us?
It's not directly under the sanctuary, but it is probably below the sanctuary and like a couple rooms off.
Okay, so it's not like an immediate death scenario if there's an explosion. That's mostly
No,
what
no,
I'm
no.
concerned
It's
with.
only
especially
15
because I
square
only-
feet. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I only gave her 15 square feet of explosion. So no, she cannot blow up the entire church with one of her bombs.
But we could use 4 of them.
But I could use 4 of them. But that's
She could use 4
that's
of
still
them.
15 square feet, just like surface area.
Yeah. So you still wouldn't die. Just things would look a little rough for a long time.
Things would still be structurally sound.
Yeah.
They might
Just
need to
like
cancel
maybe
the service
don't let
though.
people come down here. But yeah, you are welcome to do whatever you would like.
So you mentioned Laura and Allison are getting suspicious. Other than the
Oh no.
tag
Oh, no,
teamers,
no.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Oh no, wait, did we lose him again? Are
What?
you back? Okay, you're back. You froze.
I'm here.
You froze.
I
Yeah,
think it
you
might have just
froze.
been me being still. I don't know.
What did you say? The sound went out.
Okay, well then it wasn't that. Are they doing anything other than just setting up the tag teamers? Like, are they? I was keeping an eye on them.
Yeah, so now you would also notice along that Riley has already noticed that Allison's not in the balcony anymore. Laura still is. It seems at one point a tag teamer comes to Laura just to, like, give a report that she still does not move from the balcony.
Okay. Any indication where Allison went? Oh, you said she went downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Or was that even visible?
I don't know that it would have been. Where are you standing in the sanctuary right
I was up on the stage.
now? Okay, so yeah, you probably could have seen her go down the stairs.
We have time still before people show up. I'm gonna make my way that direction.
Okay.
Then, casually. Cool.
And would you like
Chill.
to take an
Stay
action as
cool,
well, or
man.
do you just want to say cool and go follow us?
I mean, would it be an action to like do it, like purposefully do it without drawing too much attention to myself? And like, I don't want to make a beeline that way.
I'll say that you can use like your movement and your action at the same time, like the movement being actually following her and the action being to do it stealthily.
Okay.
Gotta blend in.
Go
man.
ahead and roll.
Another performance.
I want to say like stealth.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, that feels right.
That's not as good
What a shame.
by a wide margin. It's a 5 out of a potential 6, so it's not terrible.
Oh yeah, that's not bad at all.
All right.
You're able to kind of like sneak through places like this church like the back of your hand. You don't need a map or anything like that to tell you that this is how you get from here to the stairs down to the basement. So you go ahead and follow Allison fairly quickly and well.
If you're down here, how are you gonna tell people that it's a mass wipeout?
No one else is here yet.
That's fair.
We got here early. So if we can avoid that whole thing,
I mean, that'd
sweet.
be great, but I don't trust that.
Tom, it is your turn.
All right. So, how many pallets did you say there were? Just like a shitload, or?
Yeah, like they basically cover the whole room, sometimes in stacks. The only exceptions being right beside the pool and along the back wall where the chairs currently sit.
You have full access to my bag, by the way.
I was gonna like Tom turns and is like, hey, would you mind handing me one of those newfangled things you whipped up earlier?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my bag open.
Duck bombs!
Duck bombs, little duck,
Little ducks. Duck
4
bombs.
little ducks.
Duck bombs.
Tom pulls out a duck bomb and says, "All right, let's get quacking."
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
And Tom immediately gets demoted to the couch.
Oh.
And I walk over to, I guess, where like I feel like it'll hit most of the ones that are stacked. Set it down. Like, do I squeak it and run away, or?
No, don't set them off yet. Just set them up.
Just set them. Okay.
Yes, it covers 15 square feet. So
But for your information, yes, you squeeze it and run away. That's now canonically how a duck bomb goes
that is
off
not
when it
how
is
a
not
duck
sentient.
bomb goes up.
When it's not sentient, yes, it is.
What's the time to get away from it?
We'll roll for it when the time comes.
I should know this. I made the bombs.
It's okay. I'll just
Well,
shoot it
then
if we
you
need
can
to.
roll for it now. Roll a d20 for me.
Ooh, that's a 15.
Okay, so then you have 45 seconds.
All right, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's like we can cover the whole room, squeeze the 4 we need to, and get the fuck
We'll
out of
just
here.
squeeze them at the same time.
Okay, so should we just get in position to squeak?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if
Fantastic.
you set them up, you get somewhere where you can squeak them. Do we need all 4 for the vials, or would 3? I don't know how big this room is.
I would say 3 would be plenty.
Okay,
to get
we've
all
each
of
got a
us.
duck. We've each got a duck to squeeze.
We each got a duck.
Is there another? There's got to be another door out of this room, right?
There's the double doors, the single door.
Okay, the
and
double
back.
doors. So if all else fails, we can run through the double doors that are probably heavily guarded. But at that point, fuck it, because there's about to be an explosion.
We'll have the element of surprise on our hands, I'm pretty sure.
We'll just be like, you better go, man.
Riley is going to keep trying to trail Allison. He's not super successful. It feels like he probably is just not very familiar with this church.
That's fair.
The way that Allison may be.
We don't go to church very often.
Yeah, so he has kind of not been
We're
able to
not-
figure out where she went, but he's
We're
working
not
on
a
it.
church family.
Yeah, he's working on it real hard. Tag teamers are going to make one more pass. It's getting closer and closer to the time people should start actually arriving for church. So they make sort of one last sweep. If you were up there, you would be able to see that one specifically takes the broken glass that was out of the window and takes it to Laura.
Shit. Come on, Mom, let's go.
That's all we're gonna do with that, though. It is Teddy's turn. He is going to place another duck for you. Just kind of like take your guidance of like where does it go, and he's gonna place that for you.
Oh, your mic cut out. Can you say that again?
Yeah, he's gonna get ready on his mark
Okay.
to squeeze a duck.
To squeak the duck.
Just squeak the duck.
I prepare a squeak action.
I would like to squeak, please.
What do I roll to squeak?
Rich, up in the sanctuary, like I said, has been keeping an eye on this little girl, and the more he looks at her, the more he feels like something's wrong with the situation. So he's going to go up and just kind of like get down on one knee beside the stage, and just like try to talk to her one-on-one. The problem is that the more he tries to talk to her, the more she just tries to hide somewhere. So like she hides behind her dad, and then she hides behind the church pew they sit in together, and then she hides behind the little half wall that divides like the choir and the stage. So eventually, Richards gives up, but he does leave like a small candy on the edge of the stage for her, and then goes back to his seat.
There you go, kids. Take candy from cops.
Look, it is what it is.
True.
You know, this brings us to Allison's turn. So she is going to navigate down to the rest of the basement. Okay, yeah. She is going to then, though this is unbeknownst to everyone else, she's going to go to the guards that stand at those double doors. I wave them aside. And she's going to walk into the room that you all are currently in with all of the vials. You all just can't leave well enough alone, can you?
I mean, we've tried 37 times. Why not 38?
I know I seem like I enjoy this stupid game you play, but I don't, and I'm tired of it. And I
Good.
think 38th is going to be your last.
God, I'm glad that this is a thorn in your side.
I hold up a duck and say, yeah, we're making goddamn sure that this is the last fucking time.
With that, Allison pulls a gun. I promise you, not all of you will make it to 39.
Jesus. You're trying to tell me with a gun? Do you know how many times I've had a gun pulled in my face since I've been put on this new fucking path by you people?
My gun is just immediately pointed at her and said, "You're right. Not all of us are going to make it out of this."
If this is what you all want, this is what you will get.
How's your daughter?
Maya is lovely and perfect now. Thank you very much.
She was perfect before. And I will make it my life's mission to make her perfect again.
You can certainly try if you can ever find her.
I now know something about having a shitty mother.
Maybe you two can bond over it. Or maybe you'll both be dead way before you can. And with that, the two guards that were blocking that door round off and into the room. Another bursts through the side door. People are starting to arrive outside, but none have entered the church yet. And with that, we will end tonight and pick up
No!
right there next week.
No!
There's no time for us to duck out?
Stop it.
So yeah, when we come back next week, you all will be facing off with Alex and Tainsland in what will be a very big blowout fight.
Not
Star
you
Spy
too,
with all of us
5 foot
holding rubber
Latina.
ducks.
Not you too.
This is so fucking stressful. I love it.
I finally quacked
About
him.
to cast so much magic at this bitch. You don't even know.
Right? She has no idea what's
I'm about to
coming back
cast so
behind
much
her.
gun.
Yep, you
So
all
much good.
you all get prepped for next week. It's gonna be a fun ride. I'm really excited for it. Honestly, this was all gonna be in this episode, but the way we were just going on time, I didn't want to start something that I couldn't finish and be like directly in the middle of combat. So I figure it's best to cut it here. We will finish this combat next week. I have a feeling it's going to be quite a big blowout fight, but I think that'll be perfect because then that leads us off into our finale. So
I feel good about it.
Mhm.
feeling pretty good. We'll see what
If I
happens.
go down, but I'm sure as fuck taking her with me.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't care who's around me. I'm squeezing this fucking duck.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank you, Raiders. Thank you,
Yes.
everybody, for
Yes.
hanging around this for us for this almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
This one was so much
It was
fun.
fun.
The next time we will be streaming will be on Thursday at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. We will be streaming another game of Avernus this Thursday, and then we will have another game of Everyone's Forgotten on Monday. Then we will be dark for 2 games. We will be dark in Avernus, and we will be dark in Everyone's Forgotten. But then we will come back with another Avernus, and then another Everyone's Forgotten, and hopefully at some point within that time we will hopefully be able to bring you something else. We're in the works, I promise. We're just trying to nail down a date with people, so hopefully a night of ladies and ladies or a oops wrong party will have before the end of February for you. That's That's our hopes, is before the end of February we'll have one of those two, so that way we can kick off our once a month fun of an extra little something special. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you if you're watching this back later. Just so you know, everything is updated on our YouTube channel except for this stream. For anyone who was not there Thursday, I will let you know. Unfortunately, episode 10 of Avernus is gone forever because apparently, even though we streamed, it never it registered we were streaming, but it never actually saved our stream.
RIP story progress.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that one was a good one too. I felt good about that
It
one.
was.
It lives on in our hearts.
Yeah, it will live on.
Yeah.
in
At least
our
the
hearts
otter was
forever.
saved.
The otter.
At least we have that.
Otter was
we do-
saved.
It is saved. It's on my computer. But I should have everything uploaded right now. So if you need to go back and you want to watch Everyone's Forgotten from the beginning before we get back here next week, that's great. If you want to try and catch up on Avernus, that's great too. They're all there for you to watch, either on YouTube or on our Twitch channel. I try and keep uploading the videos as they expire on Twitch from our YouTube channel. But if you don't want to have to worry about that at all, everything is on our YouTube channel. The only two things we do not have is episode 10 of Avernus and our Candlekeep one shot, which breaks my heart because I looked really fucking cute as a fairy.
That was so
Oh, dang.
precious.
Yeah, I know. It expired before I got the chance to download it.
Rip.
I know. It makes
That
me
was so precious.
sad. But yes.
Apple cord?
Exactly. Exactly. So yes, so everyone have a wonderful night, or whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. Thank you for supporting us. Just a reminder, hopefully by the end of February, we are hoping to hit our 100 follower goal. I think it's doable. We've only got 8 left. We can do it. So if you enjoy what you're seeing, give us a follow. That way you can keep up to date with what we're doing. You don't even have to turn on notifications. That's your choice. But we'd still appreciate the follow. But yes, everyone have a wonderful night, and we will see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Maybe next time you'll see me cry.
It's probably gonna happen with me. Bye.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we're all crying next time.